Mama Kwaba Christian Koson Famra Yajumedi so Ora Alexander Kwamena Afenyo Markin Osanyene ana eka say we minority leader e Ghana Emrahwe Yefimo na obo NDC amanyoko na baso pa ne nyina efa adesuafo moje ntete wosuapon hodo mu a na ye ka omubomu ma omubeso be ya amanyosem e wo man kronkron Ghana ha ayefrom se test konom ne ade no na eno ananam so ama na NDC amanyoko no kra de mabura hodo na omoje ntete wosuapon hodo mu no na omumpe NDC amanyoko na sem na so party no ahyehyɛ party na rebranded party no amene mabura hodo na so Adom nso Adom NDC amanyoko no ewo sa kwan so a yewura Alexander Kwame na Afenyo Markin eso ebo NDC amanyoko na baso pa ewo sa kwan so odi nchema hodo pina na dia todwa free tetentre de na asuafo hodo na mfomu endom NDC amanyoko no munyina Adom ho ama NPP amanyoko no na nnum ababete amanyosem ase a omoso do ho ama NDC amanyoko no busua nyenko ne tiensem hodo a owura Alexander Kwame na Afenyo Markin sahene wade atu edwan ye ba betena se na fe ye din nsem no so ho enkomo.
Back in the days at Kivas, it was difficult for a student to associate himself with NDC. When we were at the university, if you want to contest for leadership on campus and anybody there says you are an NDC, you will lose. No student wanted to hear NDC. So the NDC boys, they were hiding to do their meetings. They won't do their meetings in the open. But NPP TESCON took things for granted. And there was a time I was commending NDC for their transformation. It was misconstrued. Today, I won't let any fear grip me. I will face the reality and let people misconstrue it. But that is the reality. Our friends in the NDC decided not to give up. They went into rebranding of their party. They branded their party to make it attractive to students. I remember Casford Hall, my own cousin, was contesting for Casford Hall presidency. I was his campaign manager. Last minute he lost. And after the election, we were told that, there was some NDC pickup at Ogwa Hall area. And he was talking to the president. Somebody used as campaign propaganda. So that is what made the student vote against him. But today, 10 may even be popular than TESCO. Today, students are able to proudly say, I'm NDC, because of the branding. So the NDC, MPP people listen well and stop sleeping. When we won the first time in the year 2000, we were so happy. The NDC was devastated. They even feared to go to the radio stations. But within 2 years, they brought themselves together. To the extent that by 2004, they were able to reclaim some of the seats we snatched from them in 2000. By 2008, they had made themselves formidable to snatch power. Then we went back to prepare ourselves for 2016 after the disappointment in 2012, and we got back power, got the highest majority seats ever, 169. Again, we went to sleep. We thought it was all about free SHS. Whereas our friends were breaking it into pieces and crashing the impact of free SHS. I'm sure all of you are free SHS products. Majority of you are. Yes. Of course, majority of you are free SHS products. That is true. Hello. Lend me your ears. We are having a great we are having a good conversation. And when we had a 169, again we went to sleep. And our friends rebranded. In fact, some people even thought it was over for JM. He's lost by over 1 million. But in politics, branding, packaging is everything.
Of course.
So if you are aspiring to be a political strategist, take this from me. Branding, packaging is everything. So within 8 years, our friends could come and create a deficit of 2.1 million for us. And even our mighty 88, they have managed to snatch one to make it mighty 87. But all too soon, they have forgotten themselves. They have started sliding and they don't see it. They have forgotten the jobs issue, the 24-hour economy, they seem to have forgotten. The Galamsey they promised they are going to deal with it, they have forgotten. Central region, the water is not flowing, water's bodies polluted. The gold bond that was set up, beautiful idea, but I warned them in Parliament that it was going to promote Galamsey, and that is what is happening. Gentlemen and ladies, situation is getting out of hand, and that is a reality. And our friends should not take that great image they have for granted. It's getting out of hand. By January next year, the youth will begin to ask about the jobs. At that point, it's no more about going to say this or that. It's not about the song and it's not about anything again. You can't continue to blame the Akufo-Addo government anymore. They will need the deliverables. Today, if you are a political opponent and you are not careful, you get arrested for criticizing the government. They say causing fear and panic. These are the things that politicians take for granted when they get power. And in the end, before they realize it's too late to recover. Yesterday I was sat in court. I brought the ruling of the judge. I was the lead counsel for Abronia. And because we are in an academic environment, though you are not lawyers, I want you to just Google after here the case of Tagore versus the Republic. It's a court of appeal decision. Tagore. It was Dr. Ayeni who did that case on appeal, where the court of appeal said that the fact that a case gains notoriety in public space, it doesn't whittle down the requirement to meet all the ingredients to be proven to find the person guilty, and that the prosecution must lead evidence. So you hear of a matter, it's being discussed on social media, and we think it's sufficient, the person is guilty. Tagore was freed by the court of appeal on those cocaine related charges because the court of appeal felt that prosecution could not do a good job. So if somebody is alleged to have committed an offense, what the police is supposed to do is to have all the patience to investigate and follow due process. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we get impatient, but the best way to sustain democracy is to ensure that institutions work, and they work for the good of all. So yesterday, a judge receives Abonye in his court. Earlier in the week, the police go to him. The prosecutor says to the judge, I want you to remand him till Friday. Then he also granted. Yesterday we were in court. This is what the judge said. Listen to him. He's a judge. Listen to him. He says, quote, accused person before the court is facing 2 charges of misdemeanor. Misdemeanor is a lesser offense, an offense that means nothing, really. If you are convicted, it's a fine. Then you go home. This is important. He said, however, in this instant case, the court will not look at only the charges being misdemeanor, but will extend it to the position of the IGP to the country. That is the head of the police service. The words which came from the accused person is likely to put the security of the nation into disrepute. Then he goes further to worsen the matter. He says, it is always said that all persons are equal equal persons, but in practice, it is not so. Then he quotes George Orwell's satire, The Animal Farm. One of the commandments is that all men are equal, but some are equal than others. Translated into this case, all men are equal, but some are more equal than others. This is what the judge said. To remand Abronye into custody again. If you are a judge and you're remanding somebody into custody, what you are basically saying is that if the person is granted bail, he may not come to court for trial, or he would interfere in the investigation. The judge did not say this in his ruling. He says that the matter involves IGP, and all men are not the same. So if you are involved in a matter with somebody who is considered a big person in society, you go to jail. Such a dangerous precedent. If we don't talk about it, where would be our democracy? And ladies and gentlemen, I am privileged to have been part of ECOWAS Parliament. I have roamed through the sub-region. Ghana stands tall, but we can make it better.
Right, Abusiani pa yokwoti nene aye sahene aye Alexander Kwamenya Afenyo Markin nene ana itwegu ye wo minority leader Ghana yamra shebe dwofie nene ana itwegu ne yetra sana fe yedi nsem no enso eho enkomo nana yeni nkomo
Obenyansafo ye bunumbe yenka nansam dabida Obenyansafo ye bunumbe sana yenka nanse we are Kwamenya Afenyo Markin eken. People with lower ability to think be. Ebeba abe yese aden wakano kore achire wo. Then so you to focus ibuate se no kwasama meka ye. No kwasama meka ye. No kwasama meka ye nti. Ma dane motamfuana. Mamo masikani bre. Mama brabom. Na mo modem wono wo. If you say nyame na nkasa ka ase. Wari nja yen. Mame face yes I be respirating virgin pastor any adia nti no asema o ken kre se si amle bi atwam especially ya santimemu hakra no o dem fa school sam no to nchen ne mra reality ya santimemu ha no na eye dene so be se bia sabi o sabe asantini bi ko yakata me dem ye NDC ni na wo twon da re hye ntade e display on social media sure. Aditia, because na NPP no was so attractive to the point that so hana ye hu so NPP na akwa ofere si ye hu se onye NPP ni a na ofere na ye NDC ni a na ofere so what you say ben le people are so bold to share this Shatta they display Marijuana and memoir to me share display because medium NDC ni identity because NPP not tia pansam they have lost their credibility, their respect and everything. So what I say it is the Kwame na Afenyo Markin can one shot we titibon koswa over cast see but yeah, Papa Bobiana can say if the fundamentals are weak, the reality will expose you. It will force you to know now our career. One arm me won't answer what that or shall say so you will be a better. So what I say, it they all can say NPP for budget tomorrow, one quiet dear, the entire say a mabunu to me form or school test corner why no multitating. I'm to me a bold. Eba bonten ka se ye kuo ni NDC kuo ni no se saade no eba so a munhunu se bibiasi and I say we answer Kwame na Afenyo Markin beka no so many people have said that already say sisia no nkofo dodo na NDC was antimem pa ani ade it is something has gone wrong
and you share NDC as antimatem and say with the lines of Dr. Frank Amwako hina we NDC party na be attractive for
the youth are running into NDC. Basintele onko suku papa bia o ya man position kakraka we bam je boss awoda YEA ano youth what employment agency yet not one NPP ki etwen obi a akọ school Oxford University Liverpool University me bacho
onya lawyer
ntumi farmer and so matam dia ma no so the youth are so secure so ba kwa NDC dan so ba NPP eti eno ne ade so ba yenwu adwuma na bi no ne ayi a friend say akwatenten Joseph Frimpo ko dianam onya say no ai ne mo Joseph Frimpo dia wa innocent boy bi ni ate na yi na bi so akunko no wafugiri na nimu na no ya theater no kokoso ani ene saa ne man samo anya saa ne man ma amafom na mo anya kukufa no amoye ye mo no a mo beko in the history of NPP abakosemu samo na mo ye West leadership ababae wala mo na mo na we nya na ni mo asa ondo nka ho aso nka ho na we so nye kukufa na fui na space da na no muna say tu hia one muna free ayi government order so the na opposition wasan muna sabra kadu ba bia ha say ayi oba ye be wa na foforo church and asempa cha na what to say oh daddy na we go there o there ya krama ho brase because company for say wa anya boa ma boa wu nya boa so what I say na mo there the same star na journey seems to be arrogance and case some arrogance seems to be asset mo appearance just some arrogance no but if abemu ansan be opposition mu ana mote ho so what I say me case that lumba ya wa wi me for crazy a legend night bi a call yi your friend say the dom Accra na me na bi num hwe kofon top dignity ya papa kofo mi na no mo ho na we say mu si jiomania na fekeke me de me ti hai me nyanya atwom na obi aye adwuma saaze kwa ase bi okohu so obi gina ni kakra be hwe kana fo ye sika na mo de tie da aboa aboe
na no mane nyina ni
ma nyina ni ase na ukọ na uto all work and no play make jacket dog boy na ka to pato chese nto andu sikira kwatan odi akọ ofanya ayi toilet roll on paper nto it be there many problem name obedi sika no at the expense of a kwambone you're saying school there sugar be school there be sugar ayi sugar bebe nesi ho na mkola etim insu oto an yem jimpram from e bo an akran ko to psychologically they are not a fit to learn tebede no hu kotoka onka say kotoko ohun Africa o se free fa ohun open the gate o se opia the gate because ti e dan won nyina no na twini nyina yira
ohun open the gate there
open the gate opia the gate so ohun Africa o se free fa so any ade because only mental stability any ade ti there Kwame na Afenyo Markin no and kwasem trudo
right so like share na fa comment in the comment section as fa emaye yakramo